is Mr. Bobby. Mr.
Mosby.
Mosby. Mr. Mosby and the mama. Hey, what is it?
Mosby.
The Sesh? The Sesh?
The Sesh with Mr. Mosby.
Came in hot and ready, like
Come in hot.
hot and ready, like some Little Caesars pizza. But now we're back with the Sesh with Mr. Mosby. Hey, and cheers to my boy Joe.
Yes, sir.
You know, I've known him for what, 3, 4 years?
About 3 years.
You know, I can genuinely say I love this guy. I really love you, Joe. I love you.
I love it too.
Cheers. Like I said, back with another session with Mr. Mosby, and I have my boy Joe Reed on here. We're doing another podcast after this, and it'll be about the Seahawks and the Seahawks and Broncos.
Oh, you can't remember your own team.
But I wanted to get a little breakdown of who Mr. Joe Reed is and how I met him. So my long story short of how what happened was is I was at this company. Should I call them out, Joe?
Oh, I don't care.
So I was at this company called Christian Brothers, and they were a great company. I'm in the HVAC world, like I told y'all.
No, they're a good company.
And this man, he's done this trade.
Hey,
We got a crazy little rat back
I
there.
know. I've been doing this going on like 30 years now.
30 years of this
30
HVAC
years.
world. And he came in on this project and flipped it upside down like a coin and called it heads when it came down. Because everything that was happening, it was fucked up. And I didn't even know. But and I'm not going to call his name out, but this foreman was running it ass backwards. And yeah, Joe, like I said, Joe came in and flipped everything around. And his ethics of work is just crunch it all in, not crunch it all in, but work. So when in like this contracting or in this HVAC or construction field, in the newer constructions, there's stages, and each stage has to go like easy, and it should be a fast process, or not a fast process, but an easy process. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta look at the project. So we had like almost 500 units that we had to set, and was it a multi-family living center that we were doing?
Yeah.
And the guy there had everything running. They were running like 5 units a day, and falling behind with doing HVAC. You have to think about everything has to go up with the building, and then has to finish out down with the building, because that's the way the building runs. So you prelim up and you finish down, and this guy just wasn't doing that. And when I came in there, it was nobody really knew me. I got hired on that company through a friend of mine that I had taught that had become a foreman, and he got me in over there. But I rolled in, and I just you got to be humble when you come into your guys, because they don't know you, and you don't know them, so you don't know what their talents are, and sometimes they don't even know what their own talents are. They don't know what they're able to do. They don't know. But as a foreman, as somebody that's been doing it for a long time, you see it. You see what they can do. You see the potentials. It's pretty much like a fucking therapist job, dude. Like, I have to be pretty much a fucking therapist, and I have to go in and analyze every single person that I work with and know what their weaknesses are, know what their strengths are, and then I don't assign their jobs to be for their strengths, because they already know how to do it. So I always go in and then pick a couple people that I think have the work ethic. Not a lot of people do. A lot of people are just there for a paycheck, and that's fine too. Right? Right? They're just there for a paycheck. And and I'm there because I care about about what I do and care about the jobs and actually the people you work with. Like I've developed a lot of relationships with a lot of different people in 30 years. You know, I mean, you know, all these old timers that I came up with, they were actually back in Georgia. I lived in Georgia for 7 years. I learned a lot of what I know from these guys. They're redneck as hell, but they're smart as shit. Yeah. And it's their motto is pretty much keep it simple, stupid. You know. So when you go into to a job, you gotta simplify it. Where somebody has taken it and turned it upside down and has, you know, made it super complicated.
That's the KISS method, right? KISS? KISS? They keep it simple? Stupid?
Yeah. There you go. That's all I do. That's pretty much like my motto. You know, whether if I'm doing service work or if I'm, you know, installing something, I want to keep it to where my guys aren't working their ass off and going in circles, you know, because I don't want to be there twice. I don't want to do it twice. I want to do it once, and I just want to do it right. So we just slow down, and we slowed down, and instead of 5 units a day, by the time it got done, we were doing 20 units a day. Yeah. And when you have, you know, about 500 units to do, that's a lot, you know.
And it's like a certain amount of time.
And they don't know this, but I put in a lot of futures for what I knew they were going to need because engineers aren't always right. They go to school, but they don't always do it. So when you put in air conditioning and you have all the air conditioners are on the roof and you're on the first floor and you know that area is going to need more AC, you put a couple extra lines in and, you know, people ask, hey, what's that line for? It's not hooked up. And you just say it's in the plans and it's for future. And you just leave it at that. And because if you don't, the company that you work for is on the hook for it. So they're on the hook for it. Yeah, it probably cost them about $300 for a line set and some wire. But in the long run, they're gonna charge them, you know, $1,000 to run that line that's already ran. You know, and that's just kind of the way I look at things. You know.
So my bad to cut you off. I loved everything you said about that, and tell us like a little more like about you, because I love your what you do at work, but tell us about your outside life. Like you have a wife, you have you know, but you cook. He's a cook, y'all. That's what I was getting at. My bad. He's like, wait, where's he going out with this shit, y'all? Like he's a phenomenal griller. Like
I love, actually not really super on the grilling part of it, but I do like to smoke and I do like to cook.
Okay.
I do like to take flavors and combine them. So, you know, not everybody's in the mood for everything. So, actually, just the other night, it was a little late for my daughter's birthday. She just turned 20 on the 17th.
Well, happy birthday to her.
So we had her over, and one thing when her and I were coming up together, I was poor, you know what I mean? Like I lived in paycheck to paycheck, whatever, you know, living in my sister's house, renting it from her. She was out of state, going through divorce, all that stuff. So, I mean, money's always tight, you know, and...
But you made do.
Yeah, so we made do, so, but I would always cook stuff. So we would do like hobo mac and cheese, and hobo mac and cheese is nothing but, I mean, everybody who's been to jail probably knows what that is. So it's basically just some top ramen and a couple pieces of cheese, dude. Shit. And it's so good. You know, you give about half the water, and you give about half the the chicken seasoning in there, and you throw a couple slices of cheese in there, dude. That's hobo mac and cheese, and then.
Hey, that sounds way better than the gel food, honestly.
Dude.
I've
daughter
been there, y'all
chicken
know.
strips, right? Like every kid likes chicken strips. So
Yeah.
and she likes Cheez-It. So I don't know, dude, it hadn't been like, well, she's 20 now, so she's been with me since she was 6 years. Well, she was with me at that point since she was 6 years old, and she was probably about 10 or so. And I was like, dude, let's do some Cheez-It chicken. We had some chicken strips, and we had some eggs, and we had some Cheez-Its. And she's like, Cheez-It chicken? What are you talking about, Dad? Man, so 10 years ago, like I was making Cheez-It chicken.
The shit that they blowing up off of like on social media about right now, and like the little.
We do what you like what chicken strips you want. So we do so when she came over for dinner, it was pretty much you buy a variety bag of chips, and dude, I just soak a bunch in an egg wash, and you pick whatever chips you want. We just crush them up. We coat it in and coat the chicken in whatever chips you want. You want Doritos? You want?
I got some chicken thawing.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Actually, like we got down to the bottom of the barrel, and I'm like, all right, dude, I'll do the pretzel chicken, but
I got the munchies, so I get all of them.
Yeah,
we about to cut this shit off.
I did the pretzel chicken. It was pretty good, but.
But would you want to get into that? Like if say you retire and you try to find something else to do, would you?
Yeah, I want to do. I have a couple ideas for cooking. It's hard to make money in the food industry. Everything is so tight. You have to. I grew up with my dad's pizza place. So I grew up running that at 16. Like I was there since I was 11, but once I was able to drive and deliver pizzas and everything, I was full circle. So he didn't have to come pick me up. Nobody had to come pick me up. So the day I turned 16, I got my driver's license and I got the keys to the business, and that's what I did. And that's kind of probably what helped me be, I guess, the way that I am now in the heating and air industry. It's just running people. It's just knowing people's personalities, and the way they are. Like your personality. Like I picked up on it. Whatever. I know there was some bullshit going on, and there was some bullshit going on, but I just let it ride, and just so everybody can figure me out, because it's a new thing for you. It's a new thing for me, and we weren't talking like, okay, just knew the company, start a job. No, it was like this job was going for a couple months already. It was like half built, and we were halfway behind. So it was a big learning curve, and I appreciate the fact that Fonzo, I call him Fonzo, Mr. Mosby, he came in and he kind of attached himself to me and was like, all right, dude, I'm your boy. Like, whatever you need, like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So, I exploited that a little bit and, kind of had him go out of his comfort zone and, gave him some people to run. And I told him exactly what I wanted done. And I expected him to do it.
But it allowed me to grow, though, y'all. And my bad to cut you off, Joe. I'm glad you even said that. This man taught me, he said, you can either hang with the boys and do what the boys do, or you can hang with the men and watch what the men do. And that's where you're gonna, don't talk the talk, walk the walk. And there's some things, my bad about Rocco. Come here.
No, you're good. It's fine.
There's some things like, as a man, even in my early 30s, late 20s, there were some things I had to grasp, and he had caught that, and he was like, just take accountability. And that was the biggest, right?
Yeah.
Take accountability for your actions. You're a hard worker, Fonzo, but take accountability. If you make a mistake, own up to it.
Yeah.
If you're late, own up to it.
Because here's the thing.
If you're having problems, own up to it.
Because here's the thing. It's like if you can come up how I came up and be a hard nose. So I kind of take it as what I do is I go, how did I come up with the people that taught me, and what would I change different to make myself be more receptive to it instead of being like, this dude's a fucking asshole. Blah, I fucking hate this fucking dude.
Yeah.
You know? So I didn't want to be that asshole. I didn't want to be that guy. So my thing is, and with everything in life, when you make a mistake, you can fix it.
Yeah.
There's always a solution to the problem. You know, whether it's your personal life or whatever, doesn't matter. It's at work. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if that line got kinked. Dude, we'll cut it out and we'll pull it down and.
Rocco wants to get on the mic, yo.
You know, yeah.
But no, there was like,
you know,
well, basically like what you're saying is like accept accountability. But there was some things that like guys would do something like you're saying, something so fucking petty,
and they would hide it.
And I didn't do it. And then when the fucking shit is drywalled and we're about to fucking connect it, and it's like, wait,
you're trying to cut shit out.
You're trying to. Then you have to go back and cut. You have to cut shit out that's like 2 feet away.
Yep.
When you could have said, hey, dude, I when I was dropping these line sets in, I kinked this tip. Let's cut this shit out, braze another fucking thing onto it to extend it out, and
that's all you gotta do. You know, it's simple.
I don't want to get too much into this, Joe, because we can go fucking hours about this, and I want to.
Accountability is good. I mean, it is good in life, and it's probably one of the most hardest things to deal with in life is accountability. You know. I feel
as a human being, just not even as a man, just as a human being.
Because you don't want to make mistakes, you know. You don't want to make mistakes.
And then be blamed for them
or just criticized for them.
Yes,
you know
that part. So I didn't want to say too much, y'all. We're it's a pleasure to have this man in my studio.
You got a date
and my house. This is the man that I was talking about, y'all. He's had my back even through ups and downs, ins and outs. We'll get deeper into that later if we want to. Yeah, but like I said, y'all, thank y'all for hearing Joe's story. Thank you, Joe, for telling your story. Yeah. You know, I love you. Love you, Stephanie, and Ty, and even the other kids. I love you all and your family. So thank y'all for. Thank you, Mr. Reed, or Joe Reed, for coming on this sesh and joining with Mr. Mosby. So we're gonna cut it at that. We're gonna keep it short and sweet. So if people like this, hey, tell me what y'all like about this and what you if this man should be a co-host on my thing, or we're gonna do another one about sports, and that's what the whole Fiend TV is about to be. Mr. Mosby, the Sesh, Fiend TV, y'all holla at me.
The Sesh.
I think you said
with Mr. Mosby.